Hi all, NCERT Class 8 Biology Chapter Reproduction in Animals. Reproduction is essential for the continuation of a species. Reproduction is very important as it ensures the continuation of similar kinds of individuals generation after generation. Modes of reproduction. The two modes by which animals reproduce are sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. This type of reproduction begins from the fusion of male and female gametes. Sexual reproduction have male reproductive system and female reproductive system. On the basis of this reproductive system, we can classify organisms as male and female. That means the organism which have male reproductive system is the male organism and the organism which have female reproductive system is the female organism. Male reproductive organs. The male reproductive organs includes a pair of testes, a pair of sperm ducts, and the penis. The testis is the male reproductive organ. It produces the gamete sperm. The sperm duct connects the testis to the penis. The penis is the external opening of male reproductive system. Through this, sperms are discharged outside. The sperm is a single cell. It consists of head, middle piece and tail. The head contains nucleus, the middle piece generate energy and the tail helps in the movement of sperm. Female reproductive organs. The female reproductive organs consist of a pair of ovaries, a pair of oviduct and the uterus. The female reproductive organ is ovary. It produces the female gamete ovum. The oviduct is the place where the fertilization takes place. Uterus is the part where development of the baby takes place. Ovum. Ovum is also a single cell. It is comparatively bigger than sperm. Fertilization. The process of reproduction is the fission of a sperm and an ovum. When sperms come in contact with an egg, one of the sperms may fuse with the egg. Such fusion of the egg and the sperm is called fertilization. During fertilization, the nuclei of the sperm and the egg fuse to form a single nucleus. This results in the formation of a fertile egg or zygote. Fertilization can be classified as internal fertilization and external fertilization. Fertilization which takes place inside the female body is called internal fertilization. Example, humans, cows, dogs, etc. External fertilization. The fertilization takes place outside the female body is called external fertilization. It is very common in aquatic animals such as fish, starfish, etc. and amphibians like frogs. Fertilization in frogs. When the male and female came together in the water, the female lays hundreds of eggs. Unlike hen's egg, frog's egg is not covered by a shell and is comparatively very delicate. A layer of jelly holds the eggs together and provides protection to the eggs. As the eggs are laid, the male deposits sperms over them. Each sperm swims randomly in water with the help of its long tail. The sperms come in contact with the egg. This results in fertilization. This similar process is done in fish, starfish, etc. also. IVT, in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization, doctors collect freshly released egg and sperm and keep them together for a few hours for IVT or in vitro fertilization. In case fertilization occurs, the zygote is allowed to develop for about a week and then it is placed in the mother's uterus. Complete development takes place in the uterus and the baby is born like any other baby. Babies born through this technique are called test tube babies. Development of embryo. Fertilization results in the formation of zygote which begins to develop into an embryo. The zygote divides repeatedly to give rise to a bar of cells. The cells then begin to form groups that develop into different tissues and organs of the body. This developing structure is termed an embryo. The embryo gets embedded in the wall of uterus for further development. The embryo continues to develop in the uterus. It gradually develops body parts such as hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. The stage of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified is called a fetus. When the development of the fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby. Internal fertilization takes place in hens also. Soon after fertilization, the zygote divides rapidly and travels down the oviduct. As it travels down, many protective layers are formed around it. The hard shell that is seen in a hen's egg is one such protective layer. After the hard shell is formed around the developing embryo, the hen finally lays the egg. The embryo takes about 3 weeks to develop into a chick. The hen sits on the egg to provide sufficient warming to it. The development of the chicks takes place inside the eggshell during this period. After the chick is completely developed, it bursts open the eggshell. This similar process is done in birds, reptiles, etc. Viviparous and oviparous animals. The animals which give birth to young ones are called viviparous animals. Those animals which lay eggs are called oviparous animals. Young ones to adults. The transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. Example: caterpillar to moth, tadpole to frog. Cycle of the silkworm: egg, larva or caterpillar, pupa, adult moth. Cycle of the frog: egg, tadpole or larva, adult frog. Asexual reproduction, the type of reproduction in which the fusion of male and female gamete does not take place. Only a single parent is involved in asexual reproduction. Examples of asexual reproduction are budding and binary fission. Budding in hydra. In each hydra there may be one or more bugs. These bugs are the developing new individuals and they are called buds. The new individuals develop as outgrowths from a single parent. This type of reproduction in which only a single parent is involved is called asexual reproduction. Since new individuals develop from the buds in hydra, this type of asexual reproduction is called budding. Binary fission in amoeba. Amoeba, a single-celled organism, it begins the process of reproduction by the division of its nuclei into two nuclei. This is followed by division of its body into two. Each part receives a nucleus. Finally, two amoeba are produced from one parent amoeba. This type of asexual reproduction in which an animal reproduces by dividing into two individuals is called binary fission. Thank you.